Two. Test, test, test. Hi, folks. Andrew here. Popcorn and whiskey. I am the face who runs the place. Saturday evening. How we doing? Salute the cheers. Here we go. Come on a little early tonight because later tonight I will be a guest on a panel of other guys on another what's it called, live stream. So that should be fun. I hope I got everything working here. We'll see if you can hear me or not. If you can hear me, we'll go from there. If you can't, well, let me see real quick. Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. So that's good enough. All right. So I did something. Okay. I did something on the Facebook, and I don't know how people are doing this because I put down, at everyone in the comments, and I guess everyone who follows me is supposed to see that, right? I don't know if they're seeing it or not. I don't know how this works. If they're seeing it, I don't know who all came on, who all's not there, who's here, so on and so forth. But anyway, if you are watching this, let me know which platform you're watching this on, so I have an idea of who's watching and what kind of delay we have and everything else. Because right now I'm triple casting Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. Didn't do Rumble tonight. Didn't want to set it up, and but I will be going to Rumble soon to do my live streaming. I'm going to be testing it out tomorrow. And the reason is because Rumble has a live studio, and just like StreamYard, which I use quite a bit. Excuse me, I use it quite often. Oh, hey, look at this right behind me. On this side, this is my one of a kind. Whoa. You can't get this anywhere else. Hand drawing picture of Pete Rose. This was given to me in the 90s when I worked at a restaurant as a bartender. Because if you ask me, Pete Rose is the best player who ever stepped on a baseball diamond by far, without question. And one of the patrons of the restaurant knew I talked about baseball, and Pete Rose is my favorite. So they come in one day as a gift and give that to me. That is, as far as I know, it's one of a kind. It's hand drawn. I don't know what it's worth. I don't know if I'll ever get rid of it. I would love to know what it's worth, first of all, and I don't even know where to get it appraised or how to get it appraised. But yeah, and so I like to keep that handy, and especially since he passed away, it would have been. And I didn't even think about this to go find him somewhere and have him autograph it for me as well. But oh well, my bad. Sorry about that, Pete. Couldn't do it. Drink of choice tonight is my cherry juice. What's in it? Well, it's let's just say a homemade hooch with cherries, and these are the cherries that were actually in it, and this is the juice comes with it. And these cherries been soaking, and I saw the label on the bottle since 17. No, 13. 2013. So it's 11 years long 11 years this cherry juice has been the cherries have been soaking in the juice. Okay. So what happened this week? Got to tell you a little story here. I live out in the middle of the sticks, so my internet is not the the easiest to obtain. Let's just leave it at that. So when T-Mobile came out a long time ago, well, let me back up several years beforehand. Let me back up to 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I guess it was, when I first moved to Florida. I got T-Mobile, got a T-Mobile cell phone, and I'm telling you what, I have had zero issues at all ever with T-Mobile. Zero, none. Outside of their pricing was a little bit high at the beginning, and people are still feeling out the cell phone world and things of that sort. I ran into somebody who was the precursor to Metro PCS. This person, this lady, and I guess her family at the time. This was in Inglewood, Florida, Port Charlotte, Florida. Ran into her. Hi, Mike. What you walked into? You walked into me. That's what you walked into. So, people, I got to do this so people know what I'm talking about. So, I got a message from my buddy Mike. Evening. What did I walk into? You walked into me. So, after talking to this person, and this is before Metro PCS was available, or at least before I knew about them. This lady and her family has started a cell phone company. Is called No Limit Wireless. I remember that because her young daughter, teenage daughter, had it written on her hand and said, "This is what we do," and she showed it to me. No Limit Wireless. I'm like, oh, okay. And it got me intrigued, and so through that, I was looking into them, and they said, "Well, look into Metro PCS instead of us." I was perplexed. I asked her why, and she wouldn't, and I don't remember her giving me a reason why. Come to find out, because Metro bought them out at the time. I guess they made a gazillion dollars from it as well. So Metro bought them out. So I looked at Metro, like, you know what? I like this Metro PCS thing. At the time, it was called Metro PCS. And even though, as much as I loved T-Mobile, Metro was half the cost for basically the same thing. I said, you know what? I need to move over there, because at the time, money was very tight for me. So, yeah, I had a contract with T-Mobile, but I was able to get out of it. Long story short, there, again, T-Mobile has been nothing but spectacular for me. We'll leave it at that. So I got Metro, always with T-Mobile in the back of my mind. I'm going to go back with them eventually, one of these times. So back, I moved to Indiana, and I was with all kinds of different cell phone companies. There are all the prepaids, if you will. You got the big ones. You had the AT&T, the Verizon, the Sprint, and T-Mobile were the big four at the time. And since then, T-Mobile has bought Sprint. T-Mobile also bought Metro. When I moved up to Indiana and I had Metro, kept with Metro. Then I went to another one. What was the heck was it called? But it was a subdomain, as I call them, subdomain of AT&T, which was good. But every time I switched to these other companies, I got a free phone. That's what I was doing at the time. So I have yet to buy. Well, I take it back, and now I have a new. I finally broke down and I bought a phone recently. I just haven't transferred it over yet. But every phone I've had for the last 15 years, it came with the free plan. I have not bought a phone. Call me cheap, whatever you want to call me, but that's the way it goes. So, but anyway, my love for T-Mobile, bought their stock even. And once they came out with their home internet, I kept wanting to see if my area had could get the home internet. I was doing some funky things, and it's funny that Mike is on here because he was helping me out with the internet I was getting around here. So once again, thank you, Mike. You are a lifesaver. Appreciate that. And once I got something in the mail says, "Hey, you can get a T-Mobile home internet," I jumped all over it. I actually went to one of their corporate stores and talked to them just to verify that's what I can get. Okay, so that was a little over 3 years ago. Got the T-Mobile home internet, and it's been great. Other than a couple of little hiccups here and there, which I'm sure was user error. When you use cell phone technology, yeah, you're going to have some hiccups. And my gateway, which is actually a modem and a router, I guess, combined into one, it's called a gateway. I mean, I don't understand how all that works, and nor do I care to understand how all that works. All I just know is you plug it in, you point it to the towers, and you get internet. Okay. Is it better than cable? Price wise, yeah. Other than that, don't know, but I've been happy with it. It's been working for me, so I can't complain about that whatsoever. So I really can't compare it to cable or to fiber optics. Mike, you got T-Mobile home internet now too. Good for you. All right. So here's what happened. So the gateway I have, and I'm on a couple of different Facebook pages, and it's called a trash can. It's about this big. It's silver and it just looks like a trash can. And I couldn't tell you the brand or anything else, but the slang name for it is called the trash can. So Wednesday, it was going on and off. It would be on for a couple seconds and go off for a couple seconds. Come on, went off, went on, went off. So I get on my Facebook page and I start talking about that, and people say, "Yeah, that's a flaw with the trash cans. That happens after a while. You have to make sure it's well ventilated first of all, which I do. Mine is well ventilated. I have no issues with that whatsoever. Where it was, it's actually up on a wall behind me, so it has plenty of ventilation. So they said instead of going to the store, corporate store, call customer service. Let them walk you through it, because in theory at the time, if they can walk through everything and see that it's not working, they can issue the trade-in and there's no extra cost to you. So, okay, hey, what the heck? So I called them, and I'm telling you what, I talked to the customer service rep. Her name was Ruthie. Yeah, I couldn't ask for anybody better. I mean, it was a fantastic call. Through the technologies of wireless stuff, she was able to tap into the gateway, and she says, I'm looking into it. So I can tell it's reading the tower. It's getting signal from the tower, but it's not broadcasting signal out anywhere. So she says, first of all, I'm surprised this unit has lasted this long. I had it for over 3 years and 2 months, I do believe. She says usually they don't last this long, and this one is so far out of date. She says, I advise you to trade it in because this is not going to work, but trade in, get the newest model you can. And so she actually called the corporate store close to me and verified that they had a couple there. So went to the store, traded it in, got a new model, and it's a white box, as I call it. It's like the other one was a trash can. This one looks more like just a box, a white box. I have it up in the sky, the eye in the sky, and I pointed it to the tower. And now the download and upload speeds I was getting with this trash can, anywhere download from 200 to 500 download speeds, it would fluctuate. Usually it took around a 250, but I got as high as 500 before. And the upload, usually around 10-ish megabytes, whatever it's called, 10 to 15, occasionally 20. Hi, Lana. Hey, babes. Mwah. How you doing? And so those are the speeds I was getting. So with the trash can, plug this white one in, put it in the same exact place as the trash can. I found out which way the antennas pointed to it, and pointed to the tower, and plugged it in, waited a few minutes. And I got this from Mike. He says, every little change you make, wait a couple of seconds and then check your speed. So I was playing with it, different angles, different degrees up and down. And I found a sweet spot. Now I'm getting almost anywhere from 800 to 1,000 megabits down. I guess that's called a gig download speeds. And it's consistently 30 up. So I am ecstatic with that. I mean, I don't need a gig down. I'd rather have like 50-50 or 100-100, but I would love to have, but I'm not complaining at all. I love it. Absolutely love it. So T-Mobile, cheers. Hat tip to you. Sip to you. Here we go. So Alana, hi, you're talking techie. I'm lost, but since you're cute, I'll stay on. Oh, okay. Thank you, Lana. All right, now I gotta put that. See, somebody actually thinks I'm cute, so there you go. That's what she put up there. You can tell she has good taste. She has good taste in men. If I knew I was going to have the one of the most attractive young ladies I know on this evening, I would actually shaved. I feel all scruffy. It's a Saturday night, 8:36 where I am at the time. It's colder than snot outside. Well, I got warmer today. We had about 6 inches of snow the other day, another 2-3 inches yesterday. They got snow everywhere. Hopefully it's going to be melting. And so there we go. So, okay, I'm not going to talk techie stuff. What can I talk about tonight? If you're out in California, my heart breaks for you guys out there. I don't wish anybody to be in that situation. It's just heartbreaking. No, we're not going to get all political. I'm sure with the panel I'll be on later tonight, we're going to get political. Some of the guys I'll be on, if it's the same group I was on with last week, some of these guys, a couple of them from California. I'm from Indiana, and another one was from, I think, Australia, and one was also from England. So that was going on there. And I've also been asked while we're doing this to be a podcast interview host for another platform, which I don't know if I'm going to do this or not. And here's why. Because it's a startup company. They asked several people to be internet hosts for interviews that they're doing podcast wise or live stream wise, with the intent eventually to grow their business, to grow their platform, and to develop a following, which everyone wants to when they're doing podcasting. It's Ilana. Some of our firemen from here are headed to California to help California out. Oh, great. Lana lives in Texas on the east side. I'm not going to mention the city because it's not fair for me to mention that, but on the east side of Texas. So some of their firemen are heading out that way. Fantastic. I hope they don't run into the same issue that some of the, I guess, the Oregon firefighters, from everything I'm reading online. I hope this isn't true. And so I'm saying this with a little bit of skepticism. The Oregon fire trucks were heading down to help with the fire over there, and they were met with resistance when they entered California because the fire trucks have to pass the emissions test. I can't believe that's true. If it is, that's sad. Oh, Sydney, hello, thanks for being here, but I'm not going to even say that. That is not nice. I'm not going to say that, Sydney. I'm not even going to post it up there. No, it's not nice. There are actually people out there. And politically wise, I got this from the guys I was on with last week, the ones in California. Most of the state, Sydney. Again, I know you guys are saying, what did she say? No, she's saying bad things. All right, we'll just leave it at that. It's not nice what she's saying. These are our fellow human beings out there. Do we agree with them politically? Probably not. Not everybody does. Whatever. That's not the point. Nobody should get their house destroyed by a fire. And I don't care what caused the fire or how it got caused. And I know because my parents' house, the house I'm actually in now, 30 years ago, 30 years ago, burnt by a fire, and they had basically knock it all down and rebuild it. The structure is still here, but they had to rebuild from the ground up pretty much, except the basement. Oh, Sydney, celebrity wise is speaking. Sydney, she says, celebrity wise is speaking. Yeah. Okay, yeah, celebrity wise. So, excuse me. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, I have to keep up with the comments. I always lose my train of thought. Nobody should have to suffer through that. I mean, it's a horrific ordeal when your house burns. But I will give you this piece of advice: if your house ever does catch fire, let the bastard burn. And here's why. First of all, be safe, get everybody out, get all the pets, get all the humans out of there, let everything burn, and let it burn to the ground before you call the fire department. Yes, I said it. If you want to listen to me, great. And here's why. The house that my parents had, try to salvage as much as possible. My dad had 3 different contractors out here looking at it, and they said, absolutely not. It cannot be repaired. It has to be destroyed and start over. All 3 of them. The insurance adjuster came out. The adjuster, not the contractor, but an adjuster said, oh, no, this can be repaired. So my dad had a 3-year battle with the insurance company to recoup money from him. And Dad often told me, he said he would have lived in a cardboard box until the end to bankrupt that insurance company. But he didn't want to put my mom through that. So he actually settled for a lot less than he should have, just to get over with, and so they can rebuild the house. So, and if he were to let it burn all the way, we wouldn't even have to deal with that. And the same thing with the Lions Club in Clinton. I'm part of the Lions Club. When it caught fire, if we would have just waited, the fire department could have waited another 30 seconds to 60 seconds. We wouldn't have had to deal with the insurance company either. It would have been totally wiped out. But it was a Sydney, good for Archie. Archie, my old man. Archie, my dad. Yeah, God rest his soul. So little bubbly for dad. This is actually stuff that him and I made together. Yes, I said it. Him and I made together the stuff here. You want to arrest me, sue me? Great. At least I know people people will be listening to my live stream here. So, all right. New Year's resolutions. Why I just thought of this, because I keep saying the word, and I caught myself several times on it. I keep saying the word so. Also, when I do my podcast for the Top Fitness Strategies podcast, I do a 5 to 10 minute podcast once a week, probably ramping that up a little bit. I'm going to change focus a little bit here. Sydney, I'll put money on your books. Thank you, Sydney. It's a little jail talk we got going on there. She'll put money on my books. Appreciate that. Thank you. After you win the drawing, yeah. Oh, by the way, who's ever watching me right now, like I said, I'm part of the Lions Club. We have if you don't know what the Lions Club is, we are a service organization, and we help out the community in ways that you wouldn't even dream of. One of our main projects is we do vision screening for the kids, for the grade schools especially. I think it's 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th grade. We do vision screenings for all the kids, and also preschool. And because we can do it in such in such big numbers that 1 or 2 nurses at a school can't handle it, so we go in and we do it, and we do it every year. And I think we screen, if I remember, about 2,000 children, 2,000 students around this area, and that's a lot of students to screen to see what kind of eyesight they have. And if we catch anything that if we notice any stuff that the kids can't see the eye chart, or they have some issues with their vision, we will refer them to the nurse, and the nurse will handle it for the school nurse, and handle it however the school nurse feels it needs to be handled. We also, in our Lions Club, we have a obstetrician or an eye doctor, whatever they're called, and so he makes sure everything's legit on board, all state requirements. Now, it's not just our club that does it. There's other clubs around the state, around the country, basically, that does it. But because of that, that's one of the projects we do. We have a bunch of other projects. That's our main one. So we like to raise funds so we can have the proper equipment and do what we need to do, and also give money where we need to give and stuff of that sort. So we have to do fundraisers. One of our fundraisers for the Lions Club is a raffle drawing. It's an $11,000 raffle drawing. And the prizes basically adds up to $11,000 is what it adds up to. So there we go again. I'm selling tickets. So if you want a ticket, let me know. Tickets are $20. The drawing is the 1st of April, and we happen every year. We were going to live stream it last year because we're in a new facility after our fire and everything else that actually has internet capabilities, but we decided not to. And here's why: because there are some people who win the money who wish to remain anonymous for purposes for whatever reasons, and I understand that. So it's not fair for us to live stream when we're reading off people's names. Do we post it? Yeah, we post it, but it's not live stream. So there you go. But if you're wanting a ticket, let me know. I can get it to you. And what I've done before in the past is people will send me a PayPal, or they'll send me a check in the mail. They actually sent me cash in the mail. If you want me to mail you back the ticket, I can, but I'll take a picture of it and send it to you with your name and everything on it, and so you have record of it as well. The last thing I want to do is deceive anybody or cheat anybody from it. Actually, Sydney won $100 a couple of years ago from one of the drawings. So it's a good organization. It's a good place to go, and I highly recommend. If you don't do anything for me, look at your local Lions Club and see if you can help them out in any way, shape, or forms. A lot of the clubs do dinners. We are one of the I don't want to say premier. That's bragging, and I don't want to be braggadocious, if you will. But our club, when we have our pasta dinners or our smoked pork chop dinners, I will match our pasta sauce against anybody in the country. I will promise you, we will come out on top, if not tied with anybody. Probably the best pasta sauce you're ever going to find anywhere. By far, we're the best. My dad came up with the ingredients along with a couple other guys, but my dad never wrote anything down. And he used a little bit of his own flavoring, if you will, in there as well. Sydney, winner, chicken dinner. Dimmer meals, the kids say nowadays. All right, maybe somebody else can interpret this for me. What does this mean? Deemer meals, the kids say nowadays. I don't know what that means. So sorry. But since my dad passed, they a couple of guys in the club, with the help of me, wanted to write everything down on paper so we have a consistent sauce all the time. Because a couple of times when my dad wasn't around to make it, other folks made it, and it was, let's just say, it wasn't as scrumptious as when my dad did it. So at that point, we say, all right, we just need to write everything down, and from now on, when we make sauce, we're going to follow this recipe, and we do. And then I'll match it against anybody out there, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. So when we do our pasta sauce, and so there you go. All right, folks, here's what's going on this evening. In about 10 minutes or so, at least I'm supposed to be on another live stream with a panel of guys. I'll be pushing it out to a couple of my platforms as well. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't know how it's going to go. Last week, it went every kind of different direction. We went from techie talk to politics to dating to relationships to sports. I mean, we were Sydney, she has the Terravilla recipe. A lot of people have the Terravilla recipe. Terravilla was a restaurant here in my little hometown, which has since closed down. But anyway, so last week I just got a message. I wonder if this is all right. Before I sign off, let me make sure we're still on. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here what the message is. Yep. Okay. So we're going to be on at 9:00. But anyway, I will push this out to my page as well, and we'll see how it all goes. I don't know how many people are going to be on this platform tonight. I was asked to be on it again. I guess I was decent last time, I guess, so we'll leave it there. And if something happens and I don't go on with them, I will come back and be here. But regardless, I will push it out. When I say push it out, whatever platform you're watching this on now, most people are watching this on Facebook, I do believe. So I'll push this out to different platforms, and you'll see the whatever it's called, the panel of the folks, and we'll leave it at that. It's a younger guy stream, MSK, I think he goes by on YouTube. He's a gamer. He's a young whippersnapper. He's 30 years old. I'm one of the older men. I guess there's 2 or 3 of us on there. I call myself the old man compared to him. We had a good time. So I'm going to stop this now and fill up my drink and get ready to go, and we'll go from there. Okay, so thanks for being here. My name is Andrew. This is Popcorn and Whiskey. I am the face who runs the place. And Sydney, Lana, Mike, y'all are still on here. Please hang on, stay tuned, and join us with the next one, and we'll go from there. Okay, Love you all. Mwah. Take care. Until next time. Ciao.